Hey everybody, Adam Tracy, and what I wanted to do is create a series on stored value cards. So let's call it one of three. Maybe it'll be more, who knows. So stored value, you've got three primary options in terms of what card. You have closed loop, which is think gift card. It can only be used at one retailer and one purpose. You have semi-closed loop, which is same concept as like a gift card, but for a series of retailers. You think of municipal downtown areas, stuff like that, and you have a gift card that works at every store. Then you have open loop. An open loop is like a cash card, right? Like a Visa gift card. You can use it anywhere. And when you're getting into stored loop, there's other considerations, obviously loadable, right? Can you put cash on it or not? Can you take cash out via ATM access and the like? And the primary concern, right, from a legal standpoint is this prepaid access, right, in the context of federal law, and are you a money transmitter at the state level? So let's go into that very, very quickly. Closed loop, semi-closed loop, forget about it. You have an issuing bank, which is always what you start with, and then you have the program manager. Issuing bank obviously has the relationship, issues the card, guarantees the card. The program manager is the person that basically, or the entity that comes together to administer the card. Someone's got to send the card out, handle certain compliance functions, things like that. In most cases, the issuing bank will only let you choose from a select number of pre-approved program managers, right? So you get to that point. Now, the legal and compliance concerns is really focused on open loop. And that's where you have the highest threshold. Number one, open loop is always going to be prepaid access, right, under federal law. So that requires you to register as a money service business. And as I've said to the point of complete exhaustion here, it's not that hard to do, but what it does do is put an AML KYC burden on you, which the program manager and issuing bank would already have placed upon you, but it puts a legal obligation on your entity. And it's very simple to do, but you have to do it. Open loop. Now, open loop, if you take it a step further, right, and you consider state money transmission laws, do you need them? Well, if you are just simply creating a reloadable stored value card, right, through an issuing bank, that bank holds custody, and people can simply walk into a C-store, whatever the case may be, spend the money, put money on it, whatever the or some ATM network, then no, you're not implicating state level money transmission laws. But two factors will actually take you a step out of that and require state MTL. One, if you are holding custody, which many issuing banks won't let you do, but some will. So if you, as the de facto white label issuer, are going to hold custody, you are this new fancy word, neobank adjacent. So at that point, since you are a custodian of third-party funds, you are triggering state-level money transmission laws. The other concern is if you allow for transfers, right, direct from the card. So you see a lot of prepaid, open-loop stored value cards, like access cards, which almost tie into like platforms, and they're very like driven, right? So you see them like within certain like communities throughout the United States, and it's prevalent, but they're very small unless you're within that community. But it always ties into some kind of transfer platform, whether it be amongst other cardholders or into some kind of like overseas remittance, cross-border remittance. So obviously that is going to trigger MTL licensing obligations as well. And the problem is, as I said this before, for an open loop stored value card that offers any sort of transfer function, you are talking about getting a lot of licenses. Now, the reality, as I mentioned previously, is that most of these cards exist within different diverse communities, like typically down on ethnicity. Well, fine, maybe you don't need, you are, community, right? Well, you don't need an MTL in South Dakota, because there's not a large population of Nigerians in South Dakota, I think. So it's not the situation where like you're a crypto exchange and you have to go get 50 licenses. Well, here you can do well with just a number of licenses based on what states your clientele are in, right? So that's part one. Okay, part one is, the type, value, close, semi-closed, open, right? Issuing bank, program manager, and then legal requirements. MSB registration for open loop, MTLs, if you want to go a step further, get into custody, things of that nature. Next, we'll talk about the ins and outs of MasterCard, especially Visa, especially for open loop, and some permutations thereof, especially when you're talking about like crypto-backed cards, things of that nature. So, Madam Tracy, thank you for watching as always, and I'll talk to you next time. Cheers.